How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey, guys.
And we are here to serve. Team, happy Thursday. Usually it's Jaime here making things happen on the beginning of the episode. I'll just give her a break for the next 15, 25 seconds and welcome these two amazing human beings, Jaime Filer, Alvin Brown, two TRM legends, powerhouses, PMT, Filer Fitness, TRM. We're going to have a tripod of greatness today on this amazing Thursday, December the 14th. Welcome, guys, to the podcast show. Jaime, you are, as always, co-hosting and hosting all these amazing episodes. I get to share in the fun with you today as we talk to Mr. PMT, Alvin Brown.
I thought when I did my shoulder shrug, she shoulder shrugged me back, so she's not that off.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fighting inside. I'm good.
That competitor comes out. I thought I'd give her a little shimmy shake. She gave it right back to me. Damn it.
That's it. I'm just matching your energy.
All right. I see you. I see you now.
Let me wait a second. Let me do mine. Yeah.
Was
mine forced or was it? Oh, my back's tight.
That kind of brought that down. Anyways, let's move on.
Oh, goodness gracious. I love it. So, guys, as always, we come every week, and Jaime, of course, always infuses these interviews and podcasts. And I just get a treat. I get to have a treat and come in here and just have some fun with you amazing humans. Our topic today is what holds coaches back from the success they deserve, right? Which ties kind of into the angle of, is it strategy? Is it the marketing? Is it their sales? Is there systems? Or is it possibly between their ears and their mindset, which I know, Alvin, that's one of your specialties. And Jaime actually is also a master in this as well, too, around the mind. So we get a sprinkle of all kinds of goodness today. So let's go to Alvin first. Jaime, if you don't mind, we'll go to Alvin first and our special guest and get PMT, 30 plus years of experience in the game. And what do you think, Alvin, holds most coaches back from success they deserve?
Is there a category that says all the above? I would say, because even if you had the mindset, you need the strategies, you need the technical knowledge to help, whether it be a coach or a program you did or whatever it might be. But then even if you have all the technical knowledge, and we know today's age, information is not an issue. Everyone has, most people who are in a developed enough country has a phone in their hand. And so it's not an information problem. Then it'll be an application problem. Because as we know, I love quotes, and the one is, information without application is just entertainment. So a lot of people will be junkies going to these events and going to this next thing, buying the next book, but there's zero application of the strategies and techniques they learn. And if you don't apply, I mean, what use is it, right? It's almost like the quote again that says, someone who can see is no better than the person, or someone who knows how to read even is no better than the person who doesn't know how to read if they're not applying the information or not even reading at all. So, I think it's all the above, but I would myself, because I love mindset, I would say mindset rules at a higher percentage of all those lists that you gave me, because we have narratives running in our head about how good enough we are. Who do I think I am? Blah, blah, blah. There's narratives running. So, yeah.
I love that, Alvin. What's your thoughts, Jaime, on that topic, on that question? Love to hear your input there.
Yeah, I would say vision. Well, I agree with Alvin that it's all of the above. But when I look at the question, what holds coaches back from the success they deserve? My question is, does the coach know what success looks like? Have they actually spent time picturing it? Do they know what it's going to feel like? Do they know how their mansion is going to smell when they walk in, right? How it feels to get that Lambo for the first time. So I think something that holds coaches back is their lack of clarity in what specifically success means to them.
Ooh, I like that. We have, mindset, we have vision, we have clarity. Three very, actually almost part of the PMT principles in some category too, Alvin, right?
Yeah.
Let's kind of dive on that. So vision, clarity, and mindset. Alvin, when you look at this, how do you tie those three together? Where does that come in coaches winning in this game of growth?
Mm-hmm. I just wrote something down here that I heard recently. It says reasons come first, the answers come second. So, and it goes back to what Jamie's saying and the mindset piece. They kind of all intertwine, because to create that vision, you have to have a positive mental attitude and believe in visualizing to see the future. Some people say they don't. I don't visual. I don't set goals. I don't all these kind of things, which I think is just personally me. You can argue with me, but I think it's a fear of failure. So we don't bother setting goals too high or too at all, because why set it if I'm going to fail? So, yeah, vision is crucial. Those without a vision shall perish, and as they say. So yeah, creating that vision, but the mindset, has to be there, and having the reason why should you even do this. So Jamie's right. Part of the vision is why. Reasons come first, answers come second. Why would Matthew, leave a small town? It's very safe, probably could get into the family line and follow the rules, and Jamie could actually play it very safe. But there's a reason. Reasons come first, and then the answers start to unfold, and the how unfolds once we have a good reason. Why would I get up every morning? Like I'm, for last almost 30 years, I've been running a very good practice, very, very comfortable. I could literally booked up solid. I don't need to do any of this, but there's a reason. That's something that drives me. So I think hope I answer the question by saying, if we have a reason to do this, then we can create the vision. Then we can have the motivation to do it. Because as we all know, motivation lasts so long and you run out of fuel. You have to have a reason to get you up in the morning. Motivation is just short lasting. Matthew, you're on mute, I believe.
Yeah.
You're on mute.
That's because my hand actually hit the mute button, Alvin and Jamie. So I just pressed the unmute button. So
There you go.
Jamie has her new glasses on. So let's hear her take on this one.
Loved what Alvin said. And one of the things I find, at least with my own clients, and honestly, a lot of the coaches that I coach in TRM, is that it's not so much the fear of failure, it's the fear of success, right? It's the classic, it's the upper limit problem. They don't know what is beyond the ceiling, and what's unknown is scary. Even if people have paved that path before you, and it's like guaranteed that if you follow these principles, right, you'll hit a 20K month or whatever, again, whatever success looks like to you, you're just so scared of, what if I do succeed? Every level brings another devil. You're terrified of the devil you don't know yet. And it definitely holds coaches back.
This is a really good point, Jamie. I want to share one thing. So in TRM, obviously we know, you can see a plaque on Jamie's wall right now behind their mentor. I know Alvin has plaques as well too. There's a reason TRM, when we have our plaque awards, you've got to earn a certain income level for a certain period of time before you get your plaque, right? And both of you guys know from being in TRM long enough, Jamie, you've been in TRM probably the longest out of everybody, is even Al's experience in 30 plus years, that when you hit the income goal, it's great, but now you got to maintain that and grow into that as your new ceiling of growth, which kind of rides into what you both just shared about vision, clarity, and mindset, right? What's the vision? How will you step into the new upper limit version of you, stay there, and grow off to the next level of that? So let's kind of go to Alvin first and Jamie next on what are your thoughts on that context as a coach grows and they keep elevating their ceilings of growth.
Entrepreneurship, and anybody who's entered it, when you think about it, it is not, your business can't outgrow you. So it really is a personal development process. When you say you want to escape the 9 to 5, escape the man, the woman, and go out there on your own. If you want to go out on your own, it's a personal development. It won't grow any faster than you can. And how you put in your, leaders are readers. So you must be growing at every stage. And Jamie is on the money with the fear of success, because with success comes great responsibility. With comes more exposure, more critics are coming at you, more haters are going to come at you, because when you elevate to that top level, the higher you go, you're going to have people going to dissect your content. Especially today, everybody has a voice, can get on a keyboard and come at you. So I can see why people would not want to climb that ladder, because there is more. You're more vulnerable. It's easier for me to put, and God bless them, no judgment, but easier you may go to GM and put the, or wherever, and put the note on the bolt, and a union takes care of me, protects me. It's much easier for me to do that, and I'm safe. I'm done. Once I punch out at 5, I'm done. My union due says I'm not putting in more than 40, 38, whatever it might be, and I'm done. I don't have any responsibility. Company goes down, I get coverage, so it's a lot. That's so much easier than going out there and thinking about, what am I going to do? Marketing. I got to learn marketing. Put myself, oh my God, I hate social media, but I got to learn it. Oh, I hate meeting new people. I don't like networking, but I got to learn it. So it's very uncomfortable. So yeah, I think everybody who launches out on the entrepreneurial journey got to be ready to stay in the grind and learn and grow.
That's awesome, Alvin. Jaime, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think that self-belief, right? Like Alvin, to your point about skills, a lot of people think all of these things are either innate or they're not, but everything can be learned. Even confidence can be learned. Sales can be learned. Personality can be learned. But I think coaches get in their own way and they assume, oh man, I'm 26, I'm 35, I'm a dad. This is my 3rd career. I don't know if I can do it. And they get in their own way because they don't believe that there's something out there that's possible for themselves, that's beyond where they're at now, right? Like the principle of the largest check, they've only ever received this up to this point. So there's no way that they could exceed what's currently happening. Despite obviously evidence to the contrary, right? That other people are doing it. But I think a limiting belief and a lack of self-belief gets in people's way.
Well said. Well said. I think one thing that other coaches or coaches in general also hit is when they hit a largest check or they hit an income level, is because there's so much out there in our social networks around the programming of it's going to be easier or better. Listen, when you grow your company, you're going to have more challenge. You're going to have bigger challenges to face, right? So the question, goes into a Jim Rohn thing is, how do you become better? How does it get easier, right? In the intern. So as you go into your larger check, how can you step in there and just be literally a better version of you in that step? What does that version look like? It's not going to be easier, but if you can become better, and what does better look like, right? Going into your 3 concepts you guys just mentioned, clarity, vision, mindset to you, Alvin, and Jaime, talked about clarity. So that clarity piece going into that next level in elevating the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to touch on the clarity piece. One of my mentors asked me a great question, and today it still rings in my ear and it still resonates, is how big of a rock do you want to push? Everyone has to figure that out. When I created my center 17 years ago, I thought, man, I'm opening up 5 locations all over the world. Jamie's laughing. Please don't laugh at me, Jaime. It hurts. Anyways, no, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No, you can. But I said to myself, 5 locations, okay? By now, 5. I'm probably working on 10 by now. Come on, 17 years later. 5. I'm working on 5. Dubai, New York City, Toronto, Vancouver. I'm going crazy here. I'm going all over the world with this thing. And then, Mike Tyson's quote, everyone has a great plan until they get punched in the face. And I was punched in the face with partnerships, with people coming and going, opening, closing, retracting. And I could do it if I was built for the rock I wanted to push. But I like small interactions. I like connecting with people closely. I like to build a family unit. So if you're going to be a business builder, you have to have a different mindset. And I didn't have that mindset. So I had to stop and go, and everyone listening, you have to ask yourself, how big of a rock do I want to push? And be honest with yourself. Don't fall in love with who you see, Bedros Koulian, who's running multiple things, or whoever it is that you're looking at, franchising and going. No, maybe you do like the small little location where mom and pop, you know everybody's name. Hey, Jamie, hey, brings, whatever. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Matthew, you're in the islands right now, and Matthew, right? So anyways, maybe you like that small little spot, then stay in your lane. I thought I was going to do 5. Now, 17 years later, I'm good with 1. I'm good with TRM. I'm good with coaching. This is it. Took me that long, though. I went through a lot to get here. So figure out how big of a rock you want to push.
Wow. Jamie?
It takes me back. I think I heard this from a bodybuilding coach, and it was essentially that you just might not want it as badly as you think you do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? One thing that I think your point is amazing, Alvin, and maybe back in the day, consciously or subconsciously, you wanted 5 locations because someone else you looked up to had 5 locations.
Yep.
Okay, so you're doing it because they wanted that goal for themselves. So you thought that was a goal you should have. Yep. So I think another thing that holds coaches back, and Matthew, you ask this question a lot when we do our goal setting calls, is the goal for you or is the goal for somebody else? Because if it's for somebody else, you're not going to reach it, or you're going to reach it and then there will be no satisfaction or joy that comes from it. So to the point about clarity, you have to make sure that not only are the goals clear, but that it is in fact your goal that is clear, not somebody else's goal.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think there's one other piece I want to expand on what you guys just mentioned is commitment. So we look at success, and some of us, I know, for example, when I moved to Cayman with the family, like we were dabbling with the idea for a year. Finally, Jen said on December last year of this year, almost actually 1 year exactly in about 2 weeks, where she's like, babe, are we doing this or not? Are we going to go all in or not? And I said, I'm all in. On that decision, we went from 1 foot and 1 foot out to 2 feet in and do whatever it takes. And when you're forced into the situation, like forced in a way that you want to be forced into, that you're committed to doing, it is extremely scary. There are days we were questioning everything. Even this day, we're still questioning things because we're still facing things we have to face to stay here permanently for the long term with 2 children. But I said, no, we're here. We're committed, whatever it takes. I think that's also part of the success piece. What holds coaches back is they want success, but they aren't committed to the success. It sounds sexy because the guy over here, Jimmy, you mentioned, is it your goal or somebody else's goal? So yeah, is it because you want to beat the coach over there because you're comparing yourself to him? Or do you just truly want to serve in your lane and be the best coach you can be serving your niche of audience, like Alvin does for PMT, or you do, Jamie, for Filer Fitness, and you both have your niches or your niches? I think that's a big thing.
Yeah. And again, it comes back to, as we were saying, that commitment will come when you are, your ladder's against the right wall of success that you're climbing up, right? If you're more committed. See, I was committed, but 17 years, I'm committed. I'm in, right? But here I come years later after beating my head against a rock going, this is not, I won't do the things, all the necessary things to build 5 locations. I just won't do it. I just find I wasn't doing it. I knew I would go to coaches and you should do. I don't want to do it, because it wasn't I fell in love with the sexy. 5, I mean, I would impress you all if I had 5, wouldn't I? That's what I thought. But I probably now, looking back, I'd press you all if I love what I'm doing. Yeah. So.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Interesting. So guys, when you guys look at what success looks like for each of you, or in general from the coaching side of things, and things you've learned, the things you see other coaches doing in the industry, when you see a coach out there who wants to achieve success and they keep holding themselves back or whichever, what advice would you give them to fully understand how they can break through and step into it fully?
So I would say, first of all, again, we start where we started. What do you want? Like, what do you begin with the end in mind? Do you love your current life so much? Is it comfortable? Is it, are you moving away from something or towards something? So what do you want? It starts right there. Is what do you want? What do you want to, is it, are you looking for a feeling? Are you looking for money? Are you looking for security? What are you looking for, first of all, to start? And what are you willing to do to get it? What are you willing to, even better, we talk about in our group prior to this call, we talked about questions, to ask the right questions. Here's a great question for all of us. What are you willing to give up to get this goal? Right? So are you willing to give up time? Are you willing to give up relationship with the time with your partner, to, because you may not be home to build the first part of it, because it's going to cost you a little bit more time at the beginning to take off, use up most fuel. It's going to cost you, Matthew, you have to leave your family, everything you knew here, you're certain about. Jaime, are you willing to leave the comfort zone when you decide to leave and really become Jaime, a proponent of the LGBTQ community? You had to give it some thought about what it would cost you. What's the cost of doing this? The comfort zone that you were in prior to this, the expectations that everyone else had for you. Now you're going to go and do your own path. So what are you willing to give up to get your goal that you say you want? Sweat, blood, tears, because it might cost you that to get it, especially if it's unique.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome. Jaime?
I would think about the difficult conversations they have with their clients and what kind of questions they ask their clients about their self-sabotaging behaviors, right? How are you phrasing those questions about why they get in their own way and don't follow through on the protocols? And then just hold a mirror up to your own life. And number one, I think it'll make you a better coach, because you'll have more compassion and empathy for your clients getting in their own way, but also it'll give you time for more reflection that, it can happen to even the best of us. Even the best of us can get in our own way. We just have to figure out why.
I like that. I like that. Well, and I think, you guys have been in TRM for a while. So you look at coaches in TRM. What are the most common things you've seen our coaches and the coaches in TRM happen when they go through this process of they succeed, they hit a block, next level? What are things you guys see, or I've seen our coaches get through, right, that have allowed them to really hit pinnacles of success, pinnacles of next levels in their business or their life? Tiffany today talked about how she was able to gain time back and go see her family, which was, that's a huge win, right? So would love to hear what you guys think on that.
Well, from what I've been seeing is the law of diminishing intent usually gets a lot of people. They start off and they get running. Great ideas. Oh my God, inspired by Jaime's module, or, the TRM module. Inspired by, I'm going to go do these, 3 things or these 4 things, set my goal, the first one. And yes, I'm feeling good, and ready to go, and sales and great, awesome modules. I'm ready to go and crush it. But then they realize that it's every level, there's new devil. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I have to do this. I got to get all my database. I have to do all these things. They get overwhelmed by it. And they're also, I find actually a lot of things I've been finding out lately, they're comparing themselves to other people. When they heard, a 10K, if they're not there overnight, they thought they failed. They didn't get to 10. Oh my God. And it sounds like everybody but them is crushing it. Everybody but them. They didn't know that everyone is also going up that path. A little step back, a couple people quit, a couple people step. But it's this upward trend that we have to look at. It may take somebody 3 months because they've had past experiences where all they gotta do is tap their database,
Mhm.
that they've had this old database that they haven't paid attention to, and bang, they're at 10 overnight doing some of the strategies. Some people that start cold, and they have to, again, they don't have the mental, emotional skills yet because they're new, and they it's a personal development thing. They have to develop first. Maybe they were shy and they didn't like approaching people. Maybe they had all these narratives about whatever growth, money, thermostat, how much, 5K, oh my god, they're going over 5K. There's so many things to say. So they have to be patient when people start TRM. They have to set a longer term goal. Again, so many quotes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with one. This summarizes it. Here's a quote: people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. So stretch your timeline out and just be patient. Learn the modules. Realize that every module takes time to integrate.
Mhm.
Choose one thing you're going to do from the module, one, not 10, one thing, and execute on that one thing for the week. Go back to it. And what's the next module that comes? What's one thing I can execute from that module? And just keep on execution. And then I would say stay in TRM, because I stay in because I realize that when I grow, I realize you said something. Oh, I didn't realize she said that. So, but if you don't stay with TRM, be sure to have the discipline to review the modules and add another one. That's just was a straight discipline. I think everybody can win if they have that discipline.
Phenomenal, Alvin. Jamie? Oh, you're on mute, Jamie.
I don't even know how to add to that. I think Alvin is right about the comparison. I think that holds coaches back for sure. So if I were to just leave with a piece of advice, it would be stay in your lane. Again, like Alvin said, pick one thing from one module that you're going to execute on. Don't get overwhelmed. Again, you wouldn't give a client 800 things to tackle in one sitting. You would slowly onboard them, teach them about macros, okay, and then teach them about heart rate zones, okay, and then teach them about using Google Sheets for check-ins. Just take the process of success slowly.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So guys, let's finish off with where we can find everybody. It's kind of funny that we're actually asking Jamie this question after you, because usually you're on this podcast running most of the shows. How do people find you, Jamie?
I am at JAIM91, Jaime91 on Instagram, or just Jaime Filer on Facebook.
Beautiful. Alvin, how about you, buddy?
Personal mastery training on everything, pretty much. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. No, TikTok, it's my name, alvin.b.brown. And my podcast is out, Personal Mastery Training. You can get that everywhere as well. And then on TRM, you'll catch me on TRM when you join. I'll be working with you on your mindset.
That's
in
it.
addition to Jamie.
I love it, team. You can find us at Turn Multiplier, of course, at Instagram. That for following us as well, guys. Of course, you guys can learn more about us on our other podcasts. We have 130 some episodes. You can look on iTunes and Spotify. Over 2.5 years of stuff. So, guys, thank you again, Jamie, Alvin. Follow us on there, guys. Subscribe to our podcast show. And as always, see you guys every week for nuggets of wisdom. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you for the platform.